Welcome back to Downstairs and Dragons, where we're playing D&D in our basement as per our tradition. I'm Samantha, your DM, running the Candlekeep Mysteries campaign. We have our players over here. We have Dusty playing Clay, we have Josh playing Doric, we have Adler playing Thalia, and Jacob, who plays Pantheo, isn't here tonight. So Pantheo is going to be hanging out in the cart. What we've decided, I say cart, I mean the big metal steed named Reginald that he got. So we decided to just skip the travel. What happened was our party got the book about the Yellow Crest Manor murder. They went to Candlekeep and registered the quest and turned in their old quest. They grabbed their horses and their dog and brought them to Verdalite so that they could live at the village being built. And then they rode the Elven Forest Walker for 5 days to Baldur's Gate. The reason the time was cut in half is because they rode it at night while they were sleeping. They used hammocks to ride outside of it and sleep. So you are now at Baldur's Gate. We are just skipping right ahead. So I'm sorry, calendar, yes. So it took, okay, so the next morning you went to Candlekeep.
Yep, so 1 day.
And then the next morning you were at Verdalite.
2 days.
And then 5 days to Baldur's Gate. So 7 days have passed. Thank you for doing that. Oh, and while you were traveling, you did stop at the Were Jackals, and you got the book that was being copied for Ettenmeier. So you have your armor that you were waiting for, and you have that book. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, now that we are going to Baldur's Gate. Oh, shit! I left all of the papers upstairs that I need. Okay, pause. And we're back. Okay, what? So I had to go get all these papers. That's the problem with playing in the basement. Okay. So, as you go into Baldur's Gate, now, I know it was a couple weeks ago, but we had talked about you shopping for something in Baldur's Gate. It was warm clothes, right? Mm-hmm. Warm clothes and blankets and things. So, I was going to have you go to the market. You remember the market where you met the Werejackals? It was where people buy boots and sell things. Mm-hmm. So, as you're walking around this market...
I guess that's a good point. Could we have slept in the hammocks with it being fall?
Yes, but you would have been completely bundled.
Okay.
Also, I just want to say... because I don't know if I have it attuned to me, but there is a ring of warmth I swore that we had as well.
Oh, I could have...
I have embers of warmth.
Yeah, it was those coals that just give off... There was a log that gives off the illusion of fire, and then there were the coals that give off enough heat to actually cook and work with.
Well, I remember having the cap of water breathing and then the ring of warmth. Because I'm a weirdo.
That's okay.
Yes, you need the chimes of opening.
Why do I need them?
Because you had the note card.
Alright. You are in town. You are shopping.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Pantheo did not want to come into Baldur's Gate. He was so angry about everything that happened with Tyga and the cult and the ball that you were at last time. He said he was going to ride the Elven Forest Walker around to the north side of town and wait for you there. Because you really are just stopping in Baldur's Gate before heading to Waterdeep. As you guys are shopping, we can kind of discuss the warm cloaks you get, the warm clothes, blankets, whatever you need. So while you're shopping throughout the day, you do end up noticing someone familiar wearing a blue and gold dress, very clean white fur, jewelry on her head. And she is being followed by someone in full plate armor. Do you want to follow her or approach her?
Wait, the full plate armor.
Yep.
That was from the other group, wasn't it?
Yep.
Motherfucker. Also, can I do a...
Do it.
Can I do a stealth?
Yes. You want to follow her without her noticing?
No. It's for something else.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to say
I would rather you tell me, but...
I'm peeking at Pantheo's book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I have it too.
You making sure he's not running off?
Yeah, that's literally what I'm doing.
So you both notice that Clay keeps looking over his shoulder at the gate and keeps like just kind of fidgeting and being uncomfortable and changing his clothes, and then very obviously just goes, ugh, and just pulls out the book and opens it.
Still there. Okay.
So kind of broke Pantheo's trust, but, you know, Pantheo broke your trust first.
Well, I just want to make sure that he's safe.
That's fair. So, you continue your shopping, you see Mitillery walk off down a road to a specific neighborhood. Because Baldur's Gate is so big, the neighborhoods are kind of divided into chunks. She heads down a neighborhood where a lot of people actually like greet her. A lot of people wave and say hi, and she waves and says hi to them as well. And you realize following behind her looks to be an adolescent black tabaxi carrying a big woven basket. So Mitillery is traveling with her guard and a black tabaxi child with a basket. And they're being greeted very pleasantly by everyone they pass. People sometimes giving a small curtsy or saying hello or waving from across their counter inside their shop.
Wait.
And she is heading into the neighborhood, not where you went to the ball, like neighboring it.
Also, I'm sorry. My brain just keeps braining. That's not one of the members of the other party. That's the person that Yalerion was sitting with for a bit there, right?
Yes.
I want to say Valor?
It is Valor, and
Okay.
they were part of a bounty hunting guild that visited Candlekeep. Valor had to stay behind because they accidentally turned in the book that turned into a living creature.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure my brain was braining correctly, and that's what I...
But yes,
what that
Yalerion
was.
did have a connection with Valor.
So... if that's who I think that is, I think Yalerion might be around.
Okay.
Sorry, who is what? The armored fellow? That's anyone could be an armor, you know.
Well,
There's
that kind of armor.
It is grass plate mail, which you know the Gripply make.
That's fun.
You should tell me this little frog dude
It's
down
frog
there.
plate.
It's a big... It's like a 6 foot tall person, closer to Doric's height, in plate armor that was made by the Grippleys.
Made by the Grippleys? It's not a Gripply on that?
No, it's not a little...
That'd be friggin' awesome.
That'd be cute.
I'm sorry.
Frog.
So I was gonna be like, it's those little Elden Ring tanks. But,
Well,
I just keep walking on my way.
Okay. As you all walk around a bit, you do come across a billboard and a town crier. The town crier in front of it is reading some of these aloud for people who can't read, but you can go up to the reason. Okay, you can go up to this billboard and you can read all of these posts that I have. The reason it catches your attention is because Mr. Tons of Eyes, which by the way, everyone's really creeped out by your robe of a million eyes, and they're kind of giving you space as you walk. Plus, you're a big giant lion.
Are they giving him eyes because of his eyes?
I'm kind of uncomfortable and creeped out by it a little bit. What caught your attention is it said in search of an adventuring party from Candlekeep. So as you go over to read what it says, your friends can read some of these others. So if you guys would please choose your favorites of these, which ones would draw your attention and you would read from the billboard, then you can share your information of what you found.
How do I?
Yeah, just pick out, you guys spread them out and pick your favorites and read them to each other.
I like the violence will not be tolerated. I read that as Mediterranean, but it's Mereterian.
Yes, it is.
Mereterian.
You've heard
Did I
that name
have this
before.
out enough for you?
Do you remember
Yeah.
the girl that was friends with
I
Belial?
just
Her
wanted to
name
make
was
sure I had them where you
Scarlia.
could see them.
yeah.
Her name was Scarlia Mereterian.
Oh.
She was the one who was in love with a war general, a military general, and that man she was in love with turned into a tabaxi
Oh, interesting.
with the cult of Zamoka.
These all have to do with Mereterian. Almost
Because you're in the neighborhood that is ruled by the Mereterian noble family.
I like this one because it looks like a ruby.
That one looks really familiar too.
Yeah. I
So,
wonder.
who would like to talk first? Like, so Clay immediately points at a red gem and goes, I like this, it looks like a, and then looks at Doric, and Doric's like, yeah, I know, you know, whatever. So, share what you're finding.
Well, there's this notice that says violence will not be tolerated, In addition to stricter reprimand for racial discrimination and race-to-race crime, undue violence to animals will be treated with the same severity as persons. And we have another notice talking about reducing neighborhood taxes by building a rodent sanctuary on your block. Something. Healthy rats are needed to help detect illness and diseased food.
It has a really cute drawing of a rat with curly fur and being adorable.
I read the name. Bitch.
It's someone familiar to you, isn't it now?
Wait, isn't that the lady that's right there?
It's just...
You never knew her last name.
Because that's
Mitillery.
Oh my god. She has the same last name as the fucking people that were friends with your lady.
Scarlia wanted to trade her body in so that she could be a tabaxi, so that she could marry her love, who turned into a tabaxi. So when Mitillery was sent a letter that said, hey, your family wants you home, and Mitillery came home, she was walking into her sister, Scarlia, wanting her body.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlia wanting Mitillery's body?
Yep. Were there other notices you would like to read out loud?
From the Mereterian estate. Notarized from the desk of Florence Edmund Mereterian. I, Florence Mereterian, along with the rest of our family, are beholden amplitude of gratitude for the safe return of our daughter, Scarlia, Josephine, and Mitillery Melody.
So...
Confusion of which daughter will be heading operations for the estate in our absence requires dowsing following the misformatted?
Hold on. How about I don't remember.
The misformatted letters delivered to
misformatted.
enriched businesses. By the authority of the Mereterian estate, Mitillery Melody, Mereterian has the legal rights to make decisions about enrichment for the local businesses. Goes on to explain duties.
So, to explain, if someone were to change their body, they would produce letters to all of their business partners that say, hey, I am going to be in this new body, but I will be going by the same name.
Mm-hmm.
I will look like this, and you need to still do business with me as normal. My body will just be different.
So
This notice says that letters were in fact delivered to everybody in the neighborhood, saying that Scarlia would have a new body. But this says those were misformatted. That is not true. Mitillery will actually be heading operations from now on.
But also Scarlia is missing.
No, both daughters have returned home safely.
Okay.
But what I don't understand is how Scarlia is a human and Mitillery is a lady cat.
Do you remember Mitillery told you, well, maybe she didn't tell all of you. Maybe she just told one of you. Maybe she just told Pantheo. She was adopted as a pet. A rich family adopted her to be a pet. And then when she grew up, they threw her out.
So it's this.
Yeah, this family.
Okay, alright.
So this family says that she's returned and she's being given legal rights to run the family.
That's wild.
But that's up until...
But that would be weird because if her body was taken, she wouldn't go by that name anymore. So judging by the fact that she's going by Mitillery, her body was not taken. Nor did she take the identity of Scarlia, which is what we found out the cult was actually doing.
Here I was thinking that Mitillery was not Mitillery and was actually, when we met Mitillery, was already snagged, like already did the swapping and stuff and had amnesia.
So now you know that's the real Mitillery.
Okay.
They're also searching for that one part that's not the right accent. They're looking for the elf, dwarf, gnome, and tiefling from...
Oh.
Have I met those people?
You have not.
Okay.
Not these ones.
They were out on quest when we left at some point, and we haven't seen them since.
They're kind of our rivals. I danced with the dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
We had a
Well,
heck of a time. That was a rat. I
That was
tried.
the night that I danced with Mitillery.
I tried making some moves on the teeth.
I see. And how did that go?
Great.
Oh, did it now?
I actually
I
turned
turned-
her down.
You mean the elf?
The elf. It was the elf, not the teeth. Clay doesn't even remember.
The tiefling caught Doric's eye because Timber and him were discussing the red gem he had on his necklace.
Yes. I got some information gleaned from him. Yeah. Wonder what they are doing.
Well,
Doric rips this one down and pockets it.
You guys did see it before that, though. Could we read it just so that we know what we read?
Reward promised by Scarlia Mereterian. Baldur's Gate Parliament requests components for sole location to verify the innocence of citizens.
Then also it looks like there's this Meretarian enrichment opportunity, which I think has to do with the enrichments I was saying here.
Enrichment just means like we're investing in your business and you pay us interest.
Artisans can earn a grant. Are you an artisan, technically?
I'm
Yeah.
an artist.
By taking on diverse apprentices with varying repayment terms. Apprentices earn room and board with 2 meals a day during their training, with produce being left to the artisan to do with as they wish.
So it just explains the details in enrichment. You can keep reading it.
Upon completion of skill training, apprentice or apprentices are eligible for hire or entrepreneur enrichment. Inquire at the Old Wood Orphanage.
So 2 big things to glean from that. It's a diverse persons. So if each one of your apprentices are a different race, you can earn enrichment for each of them.
I feel like I was an entrepreneur in another life.
And then you also, Thalia, you saw the one about no violence will be tolerated, especially across races. So not only are they like, hey, hate crime, we're done with that, but also we're going to give you money if you're nice to each other and teach each other things. Also, it does say the old orphanage, so that tells you that there's an orphanage that's empty now.
It's
That's
wood,
weird.
And it's wood. It's an old wood orphanage.
You know, I could stand to have a wizard's apprentice of my own. Someone to carry around all of my books.
Are you worthy of apprentice at this point?
Well, certainly. Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah.
I can fling spells with the best of them.
Yeah.
I can see into the future.
So can I.
Down the road, you're definitely welcome to keep talking. Down the road, Mitillery and the little black tabaxi that's with her, they've stopped at a corner.
A black taxi.
They've stopped at
What?
a corner. He said taxi, but it's a tabaxi. Calm down.
You know,
So they stopped
You
at the
heard
corner.
what I said?
Yeah, where the rodents are.
Okay. Alright.
There's a little house. Like, it looks like a tiny little house made for rats. And she takes some food scraps that look like they're from a restaurant or a tavern out of the basket and places it in feeding bowls around this little rat house. And the rats come out and eat the food that's given to them. And she continues talking to other passerbyers, explaining what she's doing. Mr. Giant Tons Buys here can hear/see that she's saying, oh yes, we keep them well fed so that they don't go into your home looking for more food, and they in turn will let us know if they sense any disease in the area, because we want to keep the plague out. So that's Mitillery, like, educating the people on how they're using rats to help. And then after someone walks away, she actually turns to Valor and says, actually, we find if people are nice to animals, they will be more inclined to be nice to animaloids. So we're starting at the bottom and working our way up. Continue.
so I have 2 thoughts. One of which is the aforementioned apprenticeship thing. 2, that job listing searching for that particular adventuring party. If there are rivals, then it seems as though their loss is our gain, and we should snatch up that contract immediately.
I want to know who put this on there. There's no name.
Yes, is there any further information on the...
Can I try to investigate the handwriting to see if it matches any others on this board.
Can you read that one to me? Because I don't remember what it says.
In search of an adventuring party known for frequenting Candlekeep, an elf, a dwarf, a gnome, and a tiefling for a paid quest.
Have you ever seen this person's handwriting before?
I just want to know, is it Bulldog's sister?
No. I forgot to put on there, but it says go to the Old Wood Orphanage for more details.
Oh, that's...
You forgot to put on there, go fuck yourself.
No. Go to the Old Wood Orphanage for more details.
It speaks the bullshit.
And that's where the adventure apprentices were supposed to be, weren't they?
Oh, while we are here, we should get some scrolls for you.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You want spells? Or just empty ones? Okay.
Spells, yes, spell scrolls.
So maybe
I will work on that while you
look
guys
for a
continue to
couple
roleplay.
that you're looking for.
Yes.
How much time has gone by since this?
I'm honestly fine.
Only really
the-
like 10 minutes. I mean, you guys were in the market for a couple hours, but once you saw Mitillery, it's been like 10 minutes.
You see Clay go,
Oh my god.
I'm fine with like a random assortment, honestly. I don't have any in particular I'm looking for. It'd just be nice to have some.
have some wood?
Scrolls.
Oh, scrolls.
Yeah.
What level are you, 8 or 9?
We're 9.
8.
Thanks.
Damn it.
And you can do 4th level spells?
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you for your compassion.
I do eventually want to get you some homebrew ones like that you could find in dungeons that are like less common, less rare, less like procured in towns. But
That would
in
be
town,
fun.
it makes sense that they would be like tried and true spells that are legal.
That
That's
makes
another
sense.
one.
That makes sense.
Some illegal ones I'm tempted to also have you find on your enemies.
Yay.
So starting with level 4,
Yeah.
level 4 scrolls are expensive, aren't they?
Probably,
They can be. I don't remember what the rarity is
I think
on
it,
them.
and I'm even okay with it depending on the spell, but
I don't even remember how much money I have. I have 64 gold.
I don't know if you'll be able to afford level 4, but we could do.
We have party gold.
No, we're not doing that.
How much party gold do we have?
We have like 2K party gold.
Dude, I'm a hoarder, okay?
Yeah.
That's meant
It's a good thing I'm the one who has the party gold.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I've
is
got
it?
the bag of holding.
Yeah, you've got... I have a bag of cooling. I keep... It's
We
called-
don't keep our money cold.
It's called hard cash.
I'm gonna
fuck
list
you.
off 5
So,
that are for sale.
4th level are rare.
Rare is like 500 to 5,000 or something.
I don't remember.
Uncommon is 50 to 500.
I thought that was common.
That feels
Oh
common.
shit! Wait, what?
Because first is common, second and third are uncommon, and fourth are rare.
Okay, I'm gonna read some 2nd level ones,
Okay.
and we'll go from there. Liamon's secret chest. Locate creature. Resilient sphere. Stone shape. Summon construct.
So,
I'm gonna move on to 3rd level then.
Stone shape sounds nice.
I feel like that would be really useful, so we'll keep a note on that one.
common are 1 to 50, uncommon 50 to
500. Rare
And
is
then rare.
500 to 5,000.
Yeah.
And 2nd level was considered uncommon?
Yeah. Second and third level are uncommon.
Okay. So we know that one's gonna be between 50 and 500. Stone shape is... Without haggling, it's at 450. But we can always do haggling.
I would love to haggle.
Okay, do you have any reason why this wizard should lower their prices for you? / do you want to make yourself sound important? Do you want to make yourself sound special? Do you just want to tell him that his scroll sucks? Like, where do you want to go?
I'm going to cast my porcelain rune tablets.
Yeah. I have those right here. What is your question?
What is a suitably dramatic effect that these rune tablets can cast that I can point to and say there's going to be doom if I don't get a good price on these.
Arcane. Okay, so if you got the runes Arcane and the runes... Is Abjuration like Fireball and shit? Or is it Evocation?
That's Evocation.
Okay, so Evocation... So Arcane, Evocation... And... Sure, Fire. Fire or Thunder, any of the damages.
As my runes portend, a great fireball shall come down upon Baldur's Gate in a tremendous conflagration if I am not given this scroll at a reasonable and fair and wonderful and cheap price is the thing.
So you say that you fight away these evils? Roll.
Yes, I fight world-ending foes of great...
At advantage.
...terror. 19.
What could you offer me for it?
Let's see.
It says about enriching and teaching the wizard folk of Baldur's Gate.
What was the offer price again?
It was $450 originally.
$350 is more reasonable.
Absolutely done. You may have your scroll of stone... What did I say?
Stone shape.
Stone shape, and you will use it wisely. And even when you put it in your spellbook, remember who gave it to you.
Oh, I certainly shall.
Circerian Syndrome, as I'm trying to be called here in Baldur's Gate.
Circerian Syndrome, I see.
He has a few more.
While this is going on, can I find a place to sit down, not in eyesight of this guy?
Yes.
And I want to take a minute to cast Creation.
Okay. What are you creating?
I'm going to take out a piece of gold, and I'm going to create a 1 by 6 inch by 3 inch slab of gold.
Oh my god, okay.
I just want you to know I could make a 5 foot by 5 foot.
No,
cube.
that's insane. No one would believe you.
I know.
Okay.
Look at my cube of gold.
3rd level, he's got Counterspell. He's got Blink. And I'm so sorry.
Sorry, when you said blank, all I could think of was 182.
182.
Yes.
Fly. Haste. Glyph of Warding.
Let me see.
Protection from energy.
Haste sounds nice.
Haste does sound nice. Sending is in there.
Crime racing.
Slow is in there.
Crime is the name of a new land
Tiny
vehicle.
Servant.
Well, Tiny Servant, I can just get that at the old apprentice shop or whatever.
And water breathing.
I have water breathing. I will go for haste, if you please.
Haste is marked at 500, but you've already done what you've done with him. He's a. What would you offer for a
100.
3rd level spell pace?
100.
350. Every wizard should have haste. You know it. I know it.
You know, for the damage it does to someone though when it wears off.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna be careful with this?
Well, I'm gonna present my coffee mug of campfire. This should help with any exhaustion whoever I cast upon this spell.
Who do you plan on casting this upon?
My good friend Clay
You point out Clay.
would be a wonderful recipient for
And
it.
it's Poncho.
Howdy.
What makes a man a man?
The way he loves a woman.
The way he makes a woman feel special every day.
Alright, you can have her for $350.
Yippee.
What?
That's all he asks you, and then he's done with you, and Clay's just like blinking, like waiting for something to happen, and it's like, no, that's it.
This guy rocks.
I just walk back over. Can I also stop at a place nearby and grab like a tart?
Yes.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, we had mentioned that there was a tart shop around here in previous
yummy.
ones.
No, I was saying, why the question?
Okay, level 4 is less of these. He doesn't want people misusing them, especially. Control water, of course. Fire shield. Gate seal. Wait, didn't I just look at these? Oh, I accidentally might have told you... Shit. Some level 4 ones.
That's okay.
Did I? This is confusing. Yeah, stone shape's level 4. Oops.
Oopsie.
Okay, we're going back down. He should have charged you a lot more for that stone shape, but he was mistaken. He thought it was a lower level spell. It was not. You got it for cheap.
Yay.
He's not an
Immediately
old
turn
man.
around and sell it.
He's like a middle-aged man. But he looks like he's got huge bags under his eyes. He's tired. Like he must just be obsessed with magic like a lot of wizards are. Sorry, stereotypes. So you think that he just was so tired he didn't realize what he did.
I see.
Okay, second level. Arcane Lock, of course.
Black stone shape, I thought that was Baldur.
Alter Self. Blur. Continual Flame. Dark Vision.
Alter Self could be useful.
Okay, there's also Detect Thoughts. Okay, so Alter Self. There's Enhance Ability, Enlarge Reduce. Gust of Wind. Hold person. Knock. Would knock be legal? I don't think it would be legal.
No. Enlarge Reduce is also the other one I could go for.
Okay.
So Alter Self.
There's also Levitate, Locate Object, Magic Mouth. These are all going to be cheaper because they're level 2.
Yeah, Alter Self and Enlarge Reduce.
Okay. Alter Self. Jesus. This one's marked at $350, which he'll give you at a discount if you want $250.
$250, sure.
Yes.
Enlarge Reduce, he has marked down to $300. He'll give it to you for $200. He's got.
Yes, let's reduce that price.
There's See Invisibility, Rope Trick, Skywrite, Spider Climb. That's
a
about.
rope trick scroll might be good for a sticky situation.
Okay. Rope Trick isn't super common and doesn't sell very well. He had it marked at 200. You can take it for 100.
Alright, so total, we're looking at 700,
Failing
950,
Failing hands over 750.
1150.
That's how much it was. That's how much it all
We're
is.
looking at 1250 for the lot.
I walk up behind him eating a tart.
Okay.
What are we doing?
I need 1250 gold from the party. Was it 1250? Yes, 1250 gold from the party coffers, if you please.
Hold on. I reach into my bag folding and pull out the slab of gold.
He's like. He looks around to see who else is looking at you and who's gonna fucking rob you.
I believe this is about 2,000 gold worth.
It looks like it.
He looks at it and is like. That looks like more than.
It's not Peter's.
He pulls out his wand of detect magic.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Sure.
Taps it with detect magic and detects whatever the fuck creation spell is.
Counterspell. I'm just kidding.
He goes, nice try. I'd like to learn that.
What?
You a wizard.
What do you mean?
Write me a scroll?
What do you mean?
What is that, augment value or something?
We were just paid with this.
Like, hour ago.
Well,
Are
do you
you
have
telling
do you
us-
have the money in actual coins?
I can cut it up and make it actual coins.
You
Please
need a
do.
mint for that.
Alright.
It's real gold.
Does it feel
No.
okay when I cut it? Okay.
No.
You're not gonna be able to mint it properly.
I start chipping it. I start going, tink, tink.
Anyway, so actual minted coins, please.
Right here. Tink, 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 tink.
You know, you could try that on someone who doesn't have magic. Okay.
We don't. This.
That being said, if you're interested in doing things that are a little under the radar, I have some other scrolls to offer you.
Tell me more.
He pulls out a list.
That's not okay.
He pulls out a list. You want to start with second level, third, fourth?
Second level. Oh my goodness.
Knock, of course.
That's horrible.
We only have a minute.
Knock, borrowed knowledge.
This entire store.
I am fast.
I'm sorry, could you start the list over again, please?
Yeah. Knock. Borrowed knowledge. Cloud of daggers. Crown of madness. Darkness. Oh, one that's super, like, illegal. Depending on the city, is invisibility. I'm trying to find ones that would actually be illegal. Because some of these aren't necessarily illegal, they're just, why would he have them?
Does he have Animate Dead?
What level is that?
It's like third, I want to say.
Yep.
Check.
It doesn't look like it's used at all. Like, it just looks like he just wrote it just for knowledge's sake, to share knowledge. Like, not that he's actually, like, a necromancer by any means. So he does have Animate Dead. He has Bestow Curse. Again, these are ones that he's like, this is just for knowledge's sake. This is not
Oh yeah,
for harming the good people of Baldur's Gate.
Naturally.
I can tell that you all do good with your work. I hope it remains that way. There's also Feign Death,
Bestow Curse could be delicious.
Hypnotic Pattern.
Hypnotic pattern's really good.
Do I have that? I do not.
We're just playing spell shopping. Spell shopping.
Hypnotic Pattern and Animate Dead and Bestow Curse are the ones I'm interested in for research purposes.
With your
You know, for
discount
science.
already applied, I would want 400 each.
I need these though, you know, for science reasons.
For saving people.
Can we afford that?
I mean, with what you already have, it's knocking out over half our funds.
I mean, we can go ahead and
I will.
we can magic.
Oh,
it.
you were gonna get paid by Candlekeep for the last mission.
Oh yeah.
We
can,
skipped over that.
We can match and dash.
I'm gonna say 250 gold each for rescuing the Gripply village. And you sold off all the UNT crap you had. So add, I don't know, 100 gold to the party gold.
I will.
So
I'll just do Animate Dead and Hypnotic Pattern for 800, and that'll be it.
Okay.
Just those two?
Yes.
Sounds like a Jeopardy.
I'll take Animate Dead for 800, Alex.
Unfortunately, you need to
What
use
was the name of the
Animate Dead
man
to talk to
who
Alex.
fought the
Did
undead
you-
with chainsaws?
Hold
in
on.
hands?
Hold on. Did Adler just say
I'll take Animate Dead
For 800, Alex.
and Alex Trebek is dead?
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's why I was like,
I didn't know that!
No, that's why
that
I
was
s-
multiple years ago.
That's
So-
why I said you need Animate Dead
That's-
to talk to him.
Yeah, that's why I was sitting there like, did we just miss the joke?
Oh
did.
no!
Uh,
I didn't even realize that.
I'm sorry. We were just doing a Jeopardy bit. Okay,
just doing a Jeopardy.
And we went next level.
so You've
said-
done your shopping.
250 gold.
You also all bought your winter items.
I cast banishment on him, and we steal his entire stock. And run.
Okay. You ready?
No, I
No,
wanna
don't
chase
do it.
sequence.
Don't do it.
Don't run. Because that'll just make you look more suspicious. Just briskly walk.
I gotta calculate.
I must look so suspicious because when I walk Maple, so Maple has really long legs, right? And when we were in training with her, she kept pulling on the leash, and the trainer's like, the issue isn't her. You're walking so slow. And I was
She's
like,
got long legs.
oh.
Brutal.
So now when I walk her, I keep up with her, and it works great. She's loose leash the whole time. But I'm like, and my legs burn. And I must look so suspicious to the people in the neighborhood because I'm like fast walking, like, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here.
Suspiciously walking your dog, is that it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they do.
Whose yard did she poop in?
She
No, I picked
looks
that
like
up.
she's committing a robbery
With a big dog?
with a big dog. She stole that dog.
No, I didn't. I love her so much.
She stole the dog's childhood.
I definitely didn't do that either. We got her so late. Alright. That's why she's such a big baby, is she wasn't socialized through her fear stages, and now
However,
she's too scared.
However, she's all sad and depressing until I get there.
That's true, she likes it.
That's weird.
Okay, we are done shopping. We have all the things. Are you going to go try to steal that quest from your rivals at
Yes.
the orphanage?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
With just the three of us, though?
There's plenty of time.
Hang on, how many did it say
If we
on
get
there?
an apprentice, it'll be 4 of us.
So, let's see here.
Oh, we do have magic items we could sell as well.
That's
No.
true.
You could.
Clay is a whore.
You don't have to keep
No,
things I
Dusty's
give
a
you.
hoarder.
No, Clay is like...
The man with the
Clay-
storage unit.
Clay
Oh
is like
my
Deke.
gosh, though, like your Baldur's Gate inventory makes me sick. I've looked at his chest and it's not organized at all. It's just everything. Everything's in there. Everything.
God.
You did better once I saw it. It was very stressful.
Once his dirty laundry was aired,
Then he's
There
like,
is underwear in that chest.
I believe it.
okay, sorry. Okay. So, the music keeps changing volume. It's driving me crazy. Okay. So you head to the old orphanage. You go through this neighborhood that looks pretty old. It's got old stone buildings with moss and ivy growing. You see that on like every block there's a little like rat home. And if you take a peek inside, you see that people have put like clean old rags and blankets in for the rats, and they're all like cuddled up sleeping. It is so freaking cute. You've never seen people treat pests and vermin this well. But you're not seeing as much garbage on the ground. You're not seeing litter. You're not seeing the streets look cleaner. And you notice that next to some of these rat havens, while they have food bowls on one side and water, they have another spot where it looks like the rats have helped clean up litter and like put all the garbage together. And there's like random coins and stuff. So anyway, yes.
I'm gonna leave one of my dream chips with the rats.
Oh. Okay. How would that affect?
It's gonna give them a night of strange dreams, which I don't know what a strange dream is like for a rat. Maybe I'll become a rat prophet.
Maybe that they float in the air or something.
Oh my
rat
God.
prophet.
So a bunch of them are nibbling it, and they're like pulling it from each other, and they're all getting bites to eat, and then they're like yawning and stretching and cleaning their faces after eating and curling up to nap.
I sniff them.
I set down one of my
They smell
mints.
clean. I mean, they smell like animal.
I set down one of my mints.
Ooh,
Are they charming
a couple
mints?
of them are like, ugh, it stinks, and a couple of them are like, like candy, and
Yeah.
like,
So for the next 10 minutes, when they are within 30 feet of target, they have a +5 to persuasion.
Charming rats.
So
a bunch of people come over and see them nibbling, and go, look at this one!
I sniff
This little
them.
gentleman with his little mint.
I sniff them to see if they're real.
Smell as though rats.
It's funny because they remind you of the rats that you had destroy that building that the jackal-wares were staying
But like rats don't act like this.
in. They do if they're trained and talked to every day.
They're friendly rats. They're buddy rats.
They're frats.
They're frats.
A frat of rats.
A rat of frats.
Rat a frat.
So you've noticed that it's been several weeks since you've been to town, but even just in the last few days, people have the young ones have adopted this new mentality. Maybe some of them already felt this way, and the new way of treating animals just already fits their lifestyle. You do see that some of the older folk are still kind of like grossed out by rats or freaked out by them, so they skirt around the edges of the rodent homes.
Excuse me.
I cast Flame Strike.
You get to an old wooden building that isn't like unkept, but it's old. And it looks like you can see a lot of young adults moving in, just moving into the dorms with like donated furniture. And you can see Mitillery there is kind of leading them about, getting their names, getting them acquainted with artisans who have stopped by. So you see someone who looks like they might be a blacksmith based on their muscles, or you see someone who looks like they might be a carpenter based on the calluses on their hands. And they're like shaking hands and meeting this diverse set of people who are here to be apprentices. You see Tabaxi, you see Eric Cockra, you see Loxodon, you see just all sorts. Goblin. It's really nice. Everyone's being really polite, because only the people who would sign up for this would be okay talking to diverse people. So you're not seeing like people fighting. You know what I mean? If people were racist, they wouldn't have signed up for this. So Mitillery's pretty busy with them, but before you can even get close to the orphanage, someone sees you and is waving at you down the street. Like, you have to get all the way to the end of the street, but she's already noticed you and is already waving. And that is Yalerion. Not in dress clothes like you saw her last time. She's in normal street clothes, waving you to come up and talk. You're okay, you're good.
I hand her my paw.
It is so nice to see you all again. I hate to be a bother, but what brings you this way?
Well, what brings us this way, I am searching for an apprentice. A wizard's apprentice, even.
Oh,
That
I
is-
didn't expect that.
That's not why we are in Baldur's Gate.
That's why I
Well, I wanted to thank you because your message to me about her saved the city.
Is that so?
Yes, I was able to get to Mitillery and warn her that, one, there's a human who wants to take over her body, and two, there's a wolf man who wants her to kill that human and take that person's place. With that, me and Valor were able to follow her to the ritual space where she was kidnapped, and we were able to stop everything. Fortunately able to save her sister. Unfortunately, the sister was the one who kidnapped Mitillery, and the cultists were not there at all. But with Scarlia's testimony on what happened, we were able to get the city to put a pause on all reincarnation rituals and spells until we can either prove that the cult was not casting reincarnation spells, or prove that the souls are in fact in the new bodies. So thank you. So thank you very much. Mitillery has been essential in cleaning up this problem. Of course, it could have been anyone, as long as I could have gotten to them first, and as long as they weren't on the cult side when I got to them, it could have been anyone. But she just was perfect, because she wasn't a part of the cult and she got sucked into this.
Well, thank you, because I think that she was going to become part of the cult.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't... And Yalerion waves over at Mitillery, who sees you all talking, and Mitillery, like, nods and goes back to what she's doing. Yalerion's like, no, I don't think... Because she would have taken the opportunity to take the place, but instead she saved her sister's life. Plus, she's been helping us make sure that the cult's activities being revealed don't cause a backlash on the other animal-like people staying in Baldur's Gate. Because if people found out that animaloids were murdering humans and taking their place, we would have race crimes in the streets. So we've been being very delicate and careful about this, so please continue with your discretion, but thank you for your help.
Don't worry, we can keep secrets. Right, friends? We can keep secrets.
Discretion.
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 Maybe that should be our group name. Discretion.
Discretionables. No, yeah, discretion. Yeah.
You know all about secrets, don't you, Yalerion?
You were not like this last time we talked.
Oh.
You were like that 2 times ago. Anyway, yes, Celia. If you would like an apprentice, I'm a little worried about them following you on your travels. But the apprenticeship is just for people in the neighborhood. They're enriching businesses so that the area continues to have an income.
I could be a business.
You could.
We are actually on our way out of town. We are going to Waterdeep.
Well, a traveling business.
Okay, so, and they also were looking for artisans. But if you would like a wizard apprentice, we can definitely keep an eye out for someone. And it would be of any race. Are you alright with that?
Well, yes, of course.
Thank goodness. Thank you.
It's a kobold.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for someone who just doesn't fit any of these artisan positions and has a taste for learning magic.
Very good.
Thank you, Thalia. I'm so sorry I don't have someone right away. The orphanage is actually empty because of the cult. So,
Yes.
What do you mean?
well, this particular orphanage was known for taking in undesirable children. And the cult was slowly adopting them all, and in a show of goodness to the community. But you and I know that's not what was happening. So,
What are they doing with the orphans?
raising them
after-
to be like the other cult members.
Where are the children? Are they out of the city now?
Yes, unfortunately, while the city gates were locked down to keep an eye out for the cult, they somehow escaped the city another way. We don't know how they got out.
So the open cult members have vanished, and the people who are reincarnated are still in the city, presumably?
2 of them are.
I see.
The tiger, who's going as Vomolchia, her reincarnation was done in front of witnesses, and the witnesses were somehow fooled into thinking it was a reincarnation.
Tiger?
Yeah, white tiger. Vomolchia.
Leopard.
Yeah, that's...
No, we had this problem last time. The leopard is Livinaima.
Is it?
The
I thought she
tiger,
was,
because her name is Taiga.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I literally just watched this episode, and I did the exact same thing you did, so it's okay. Okay,
It's good to remember.
so yes, the white tiger, but as soon as we're able to detect souls, she'll have to run. I think she maybe just wasn't in a position to run when everything came out. The other one
And that was Pantheon's sister.
is Hallison. Do you remember we were at his coming out
Yes,
party?
I recall.
Yes.
He has already come... He's the tricky one. He's actually in prison right now. If we are able to prove that his soul is that of a tabaxi and not of the human he killed, then he will actually get released. Baldur's Gate has a new odd rule where if a military official uses their strength and power to assault a civilian, it's not good, but you can kill the assaulter. If you are also an official, and because the Tabaxi had some military ranking in a different town, if he is found to not be a human soul in a Tabaxi body, if he is found to be a Tabaxi in a Tabaxi body, he will have technically followed the rules by murdering a rapist. So he will actually get to go free. However, if we find that he is the rapist in the Tabaxi body, he will get punished by the law. That is why we're on the lookout for,
Sobert.
Is it still considered self-defense if they were the one that, like, cause I don't, is it still self-defense if they weren't even fighting?
it's not considered self-defense, it's considered vigilanteism that's legal. It's only in the case of the person assaulted was a noble. It's kind of like the citizen's arrest. So anyway. So out of character, you know that Scarlio was in love with Hallison. They just said that the human Hallison was a rapist. Scarlia is going to give a reward for anyone who turns in a soul gem. So it's weird because if she proves that it's her lover's soul, he'll be in prison for being a rapist. But if she proves it's not her lover's soul,
He'll be free.
that means her lover's dead. So it's kind of like bad news either way. But I think she wants to hurt the cultists who hurt the person she was in love with.
Well, she wasn't the one who got raped, was she?
No one's revealed that, but probably not. So that hasn't been revealed. So
That's where I was like, how, like, what, like, rape, like, this came...
do you want to go ahead and roll an intelligence check, and I could have you figure it out in your own head?
Yes. That's not good.
That's your
For first.
girlfriend.
For
What?
I said it was my girlfriend.
No.
Oh god.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
He's great at that.
Not awful. 10.
Okay. So Scarlia's been in love with Hallison for years.
Yes.
Her sister, Mitillery, got kicked out for seemingly no reason.
Okay. No.
They also didn't know this guy was a rapist until Mitillery came back to town.
Ah.
So,
But it's like...
but they're being polite and they're not saying Mitillery's name at all. You just figured that out in your head. The rest of you with high intelligence scores can also figure that out in your head.
But it's
It is
like...
not being said who is the victim. It is not being brought up. It's being really respectful. But Yalerion goes on to explain, but Scarlia is angry about the possible death of the man she loved, so she is helping the city reward someone for turning in the components needed to locate a soul. And we won't even need to keep those components. We would just have a magic official perform the locate soul spell. Unfortunately, the magic official is missing, which is why I also needed an adventuring party from Candlekeep.
An adventuring party from Candlekeep.
Well,
Yes.
Mitillery told me that adventuring party in particular has the material component for a locate soul spell.
Unfortunately, they do not. They have not been back to Candlekeep in a long time.
Right, so we just have to wait, unfortunately.
I could send a message to them to see where they are.
I mean, you could,
Would you? I can do that.
but yeah.
I will cast sending to Sobert.
Sobert is the,
The
Tiefling?
yeah.
Hello, Tiefling.
Hello?
Is
it who I'm looking for?
Where are you located? Looking for things, potential.
Things. Huge.
Not in the middle of the ocean. We're traveling between the islands outside the Sword Coast.
Been there, done that. You guys suck.
Why? What do you mean?
I don't respond.
Okay.
What?
He recognized your voice. He knew who you were.
What?
He's not worried for his safety.
So they are out in the middle of the ocean.
Great. Okay. Well, then we just have to find someone else who has the spell components and have someone else find our missing official.
Good luck with that.
Alright, well, and it's totally okay if you don't take this bait, things will still work out. So if you don't want to take this bait, you don't have to. If you guys see Doric is not taking this bait, do you guys feel the same way?
Are they out in the middle of the
So
ocean
what
because
is-
somebody lost their soul?
What is the reward for such a...
Oh! It's funny because I, myself, Yalerion, I'm not an official of the government, so just let me remember what they told me. So the government, the Parliament of Baldur's Gate doesn't want these rituals continuing if they are indeed a problem. I think the reward depends on the result. If you are able to find that these reincarnations are in fact an option for the people of Faerun, I could very much see the cult rewarding you, but if you were able to find that their souls were indeed transferring, I'm sure people like Volmulchia, Hallison, all of them, they would be able to award you handsomely because they're already rich families. I could see it being at least 500 gold per person that you prove to be innocent. However, if you prove these people to be guilty, I could see maybe vengeful family members who want to take their place in the official government would be happy for their, for their crimes being proven. I could see, obviously I myself want to keep them out of Baldur's Gate. The people would donate things to get them out of Baldur's Gate. The government might pay you just around solid 500 to 1,000 gold for the party that helps out, but some of that gold has to go into paying the official and doing the spell. And it has to be an official who does the spell because it's someone the government trusts to tell the truth about the results of the spell.
What if we got Ettenmeier?
Oh, that is the official who's missing.
Ah!
I cast sending to my boyfriend.
What? Wow, go Clay. Go Clay.
I have to check something.
This is Upsetty's.
Ah!
Paxley, by the way, is your boyfriend's name.
Yeah, shut up.
The reason I remember that is because of Quaxley from Pokemon. And I just think, oh, with a P, so Paxley.
Is sending considered divination?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
No.
I think it's abjuration.
Do you know what abjuration is?
No, he was just saying it.
Hell no, I don't.
It's evocation.
Evocation, that's
That
what I
makes
meant.
sense, that
It's,
makes
it's the
sense.
same thing.
They're not.
I'm leaning towards your spell does not connect.
That's not good.
They're in hell. No!
I have no answers for you. My eyes are giving nothing.
Yes, they were.
Well,
Those
No.
were oh shit eyes.
No, because there's a 5% chance that it fails between.
that's true. That's true.
Between dimensions.
Wait, so what now?
So it could be. So I cast it again just in case it failed,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm guessing I get the same response.
Nice to double check.
So that was.
So the ways it can fail are if they don't want to communicate with you, if they're unconscious, right?
So,
If they're deceased.
someone has been eavesdropping on your conversation with Yalerion for a little bit because Valor has been standing kind of in between Mitillery and Yalerion. Valor comes over, seeing you guys kind of freaking out about Ettenmeier.
I wasn't
disappearing.
freaking out about him disappearing. I was freaking out about being right.
Well, Doric is in there trying to cast spells. And I'm just going to see if I roll an insight to see if... Yeah, if you want to oppose... If you don't want to appear worried, you can oppose my roll. Okay, Valerian sees that you're worried. Valerian comes over and goes, you know where he is.
No.
Valor takes off her helmet and reveals a white leoness under the helmet. She is a leonin-ness.
Okay.
A lioness's face.
Yeah.
With white fur. She takes off the plate armor. Valor is a leonin.
Okay.
And she goes, the same mark that I taught Yalerion what it meant. She
Wait,
saw that mark on you is because we both come from the same place.
so you're not a tiefling.
No, I'm not a tiefling.
Lies all around. Y'all a bunch of liars.
No, it's where the cult kept us, raised us as children.
Yalerion as
That's where... No. That is where they took Ettenmeier.
Luskin?
Yeah, to the orphanage. The orphanage.
well? Okay, I was worried. I was like, that's the wood orphanage?
No.
There's so many orphanages.
They took Ettenmeier to the orphanage, and the reason you can't reach them is, unsurprisingly, they have lead rooms.
Oh, that too. That would also be a reason. Well,
Pantheo was there recently, wasn't he?
No.
no.
He was closer than I have been in years. But he was not in Luskin.
It wasn't Luskin. Okay. I kept getting confused of where Pantheo went to go find his sister.
Now, you all are heading to Waterdeep to investigate this murder. Waterdeep is on the way to Luskin.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
There's
yeah,
also
we
something
could
else in water. Go ahead.
We could certainly, go to Waterdeep, then go to Luskin, or if this is, pressing enough, we might want to just head straight to Luskin, depending
yeah,
on...
We have to go through Waterdeep to get to Luskin.
Certainly. We'd best be on our way then.
But I also feel like if Ettenmeier is there, I feel like we might have to... I feel like it might be more pressing than trying to find out information about a murder before Ettenmeier is murdered.
I somewhat agree with this assessment.
I don't know. I don't necessarily think that they would murder him. I think they're keeping him out of the city so he can't use his soul location.
Also, has she been following me
Who?
because of the book? Is she still with me?
Oh, the ghost! You guys noticed the first couple of days after you met her, it's almost like she gets exhausted. All of the energy she expends to make herself visible to all of you and to talk to you, she can't keep that up all the time. So she's following incredibly faintly. I almost want to say with all the energy of the city, you can't really see her, detect her at all. She probably just went back into the book, which is what manifests her.
So, out of curiosity, are we deciding to possibly try to travel to find Ettenmeier before trying to solve the murder?
Hey Dork, do you remember where I said he was in the sending messages?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we should try to find him before he, unfortunately could die.
And just as I've been dealing with this cult for 2 years now, I don't think they would kill him. I think they're just preventing him from proving their crimes.
What about his bodyguard?
Well, I don't know. I do not know much about these persons.
What use would a bodyguard be to keep alive?
Was he official wizard
Yes.
with ties to the Teleportation Guild?
Yes.
That's how they escaped the city. Yalerion, they teleported out using Ettenmeier as a hostage. And Yalerian's like, well, that would make sense. We better go ask the Teleportation Guild about that.
I do have the charm. Open it.
Well,
Was anything
since they
fake?
were hiding how they escaped, they probably took the bodyguard with so he couldn't tell anyone how they escaped.
Has anyone searched his house?
Yes, yeah, when they were looking for him originally, we didn't want to pry, but they didn't find much of a struggle.
One among them is a cleric of sufficient power. So,
Well, I'd like to think that they're safe, but you never know.
did anyone check his safe?
I'm not one of the government officials. I don't know. Out of character, you guys can go check his house.
I don't know that they would have had the combination, but do we want to stop there before we go.
Dork is gonna have to tell Thalia all about that.
Clay doesn't even know about it yet.
No, Clay doesn't know about
Does
it yet.
Dusty not know?
That they broke into the safe and stole a bunch of shit.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm pretty sure.
No,
we
Clay
still...
figured it out.
Oh, at one time you guys had way too much money.
They eventually told me.
I don't think we eventually
It was
told
when
you.
the Undersun caravan was at Candlekeep.
I still don't think we told you.
I think they barely hid it from you, just barely. But you
Well,
were
I
starting to
thought-
get suspicious.
I thought there was some event that happened where it was like, oh, you guys sinned for stealing something.
Oh,
It was.
I don't remember. Let's just say you don't.
Okay, all right,
Let's say you
that's fine.
are suspicious, but you don't know for sure. Well, anyway, thank you for all of your information. We're pretty sure we know where Ettenmeier is. We're looking for an adventuring party to... The thing is, rescuing him would mean attacking them in one of their home bases. Or sneaking in and sneaking him out. I'm not really sure what is the better choice. And then Yalerion here is protecting Mitillery because Mitillery kind of upset their whole endeavor here in Baldur's Gate, which was my whole purpose, is to keep them out of Baldur's Gate. The thing is, even if they are doing illegal spells, they can always just do it outside of the realm of the law. They can always just do it in some random village in the woods, and technically it's legal. So then it just comes down to whatever someone else does to them is also legal. They were protected here by the law. Anyway, if you happen to come across, she pulls out a note, like the one that you have folded up, with the drawing of the redstone. If you come across something like this, looks kind of like a ruby, but it's not cut by a person. It looks like it almost generated itself in this shape. If you come across something like this, we will need it for soul location, and we will need it when we have the official to do the soul location spell.
I'm not saying that
Just
as
an
Clay.
artifact of-
Like, I'm not just outing Doric here. I just wanted to check
you can.
as Dusty. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, I mean...
I wouldn't give it to them right now anyway.
No.
No. Because they can't use it right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I start walking away to Ettenmeier's house.
Okay, when you go,
Doric's going to steal again.
Mitillery calls
Some of
out
the
after
sex
all
toys.
of you. She goes, "Thank you for saving me." And that's...
I just stop and I don't look back and I keep walking.
Oh.
Brutal.
I look at Mitillery and be like, he's hurting too.
Alright, you're heading to Ettenmeier's place?
I'm so confused. Were you... Like, was Doric into Mitillery and
Yeah.
then decided not to be into Mitillery?
Because she left.
Yeah, because
It's
she
full
left,
on.
yeah.
She left and then
Yeah.
fucking, like, was it?
The breakup letter.
Was
yeah.
an asshole to me.
Well, you messaged her and she was like, please, or if you try to contact me anymore, I will consider it harassment. And then
Did you ever tell her that you are also a victim? She might be able to relate to you.
Well, and at this
I
point, the
don't know.
cult had already said that Doric was dangerous. Like they had a violent outburst at one of their gatherings, so that's why she was wary of him.
But Mitillery also doesn't trust this cult.
Now
correct?
she doesn't, now that she knows what's going on. So now she knows that his violent outburst was on their side.
Yes, so now would be a great time to talk it out.
I somewhat feel it's not the best time once he's worried about boyfriend kidnapping is the thing.
I like how you guys are all discussing this on the way to Ettenmeier's.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's currently more pressing matters than the makeup of the breakup.
I also didn't realize a whole hour and 15 minutes have gone by.
Before we're too far away from Mitillery, I run back to her and be like, he's got a lot of things that you guys need to talk about, so keep that in mind.
And then you run off. Alright.
I'm a sprinty boy, I'm a fast man.
We will start the next episode with investigating Ettenmeier's place. And then we will travel to Waterdeep. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Downstairs with Dragons, where we play D&D in our basement as per our tradition. See you next time.
I just spit.